So what do I think about this game, the Last Epoch, the ARPG? It's a really, really good game. I really liked it. I have played ARPGs quite a bit. I have played PoE. I have played Diablo 4. I don't think I have played any other ARPG. So these are the only two. I've played earlier versions of Diablo, like Diablo 3. I have played. Yeah, that's it. So, with respect to all of those, I think this is like a really good game. There are various aspects of this game which it does a lot better than any of the other ARPGs. There are lots of new mechanics in this game which are like really, really nice. And I really enjoyed this game. The other aspect is that the story in this game is really good. I really, really enjoyed the story. Um, and that's one thing I think many people sort of like miss out when they play ARPGs. Like even for the first time, they go into the mindset that they have to finish it, get the high-end character as quickly as possible, go into endgame as quickly as possible. I mean, yes, that is the essence of an ARPG, of building your character and progression, right? But at least I think the first time when we play, I think we need to sort of go through the main story in detail. Please follow it a little bit. Go through that first time. From second time, even I am blasting through the game. But the first time, I just wanted to take it slow, and I think I did the right decision because this game had like really good story. Music is all right. It's not. It's decent. It's okay. There isn't anything too great about the story. And I think for an ARPG, I think it's fine because most people just put some um, their own Spotify music and keep and play ARPG. So I don't think music matters too much. But still, if a really good music would stand out in a game in games like this. But unfortunately, music is decent. I won't comment too much. Um, Now to the main core of the game, the mechanics, the build character building of this game is really, really nice. So the first way of building your character is you start from the main tree, which is Acolyte, for example. This is the sort of undead character, right? So undead and dark magic, master of dark arts, something like that. So this is that sort of character you start with, and you start with an Acolyte mastery. Everyone starts with here. Then you'll be able to split into 3 different masteries. Masteries are fixed. Once you spec into a mastery, you can't undo it. But the best thing is, even if you spec into Warlock, right? Imagine I have spec into Warlock. So I get this entire skill tree to spec into. If we spec into Necromancer, I will get this entire tree. If I spec into Lich, I'll get entire tree. Each of these has its own passive bonuses, which is build defining. But a very important part of this is, even if I have spec into Warlock, it still makes sense for me to go into Lich and see, because I have half the tree. It's only the later part of this tree that is like locked, but earlier parts of this tree I still have access to spec into. So in fact, this like opens up lots of possibilities for you to like cross build. For example, I want to have a really good minion, for example, which does all of my damage as necrotic and fire that I do, the same I want my minion to do, for example. Then I can spec completely into Warlock and have the minion nodes in Necromancer and also in Acolyte, so that my minion is also a huge threat, something like that. Or I can, if I have unlocked Necromancer mastery, I will spec completely into this, and also part of it over here. I'll have half the tree over here. I'll get all the ignite stacks, damned stacks, etc. from here. So it's still viable. Sort of that. So it's the same with Lich. So it makes sense for me to go through these nodes, see how it is, what I need to do, and do that. Which also means I will be able to unlock these spells. But over here, this will get unlocked. Then I will be able to spec into its own specialization. So there is a lot of stuff that I can do. which I have not even looked into. I did not want to go into that level right now. Like for example, I have done Warlock, right? I have gotten these 4 spells. These are the only 4 spells that I have looked into. Necromancer, I can get Summon, Skeletal Mage, Sacrifice. There is a skill in Warlock which connects with Sacrifice. So there could have been a much stronger build with Sacrifice. And Sacrifice is really helpful for like minion sort of builds, with like Summon, Volatile Zombie, etc. So I could have made a really good build over there. Just saying. Just looking at this, I'm just visualizing. Similarly for Lich, for example, Drain Life, Aura of Decay. Okay, I have not seen. I might have missed some. There might be something. I'm not sure, but I haven't gone too much into Lich, right? So I don't know. But yeah, I can get two. There are effectively 4 more spells that I could have gotten and checked them out, but I haven't done that. But that's a possibility. And this is just the initial passive tree that I'm going through, and this itself has so much possibility to define your builds and the way you can build your character. So there is a lot of build defining possibilities just with your passives. The next is your skill specialization. So then we have this sort of tree where as soon as we unlock a skill, all of these are unlocked. The first 12 skills is like common across all masteries. Everybody unlocks this. Apart from this, each of these masteries will have 5 skills. There is 1 skill missing from Lich, which it will come later on, but every single mastery ideally will have 5 skills. So Warlock, for example, I have 5 skills right now. I can get 2 from here, 2 from here, from passives if I had gotten. So each of these skills, I can put it over here. So over here, I have 5 slots. So each, I can go here and I can customize it the way I want. And this is really powerful because once I have completely specced into it, or at least some decent amount, the skills will look drastically different. So much different that you can't even make out the original skill. And this helps quite a bit. And one of the most important things to take a note is this hexagon node alters your skill in a very drastic manner. For example, this is my main skill, main damaging skill. So over here, this one, I'm effectively putting 2 fissures simultaneously for not 2 times the mana cost, but it's 1.8 times the mana cost. So I have 20% mana efficiency for 2 fissures that I'm putting, which is really nice. So it's changing it completely. And then there is this, which is that this node, for example, connects this skill with the Infernal Shade skill over here. Any enemy which has an Infernal Shade, if it gets hit by this skill, it will immediately do all of its damage, something like that. So these skills are like build defining. I mean, this skill defining. It will alter the skill drastically. So we need to keep a note on that. And the next thing is, when we are like doing the build, this search function is so good. For example, this skill is costing me too much mana. I want to reduce mana cost. Just type mana. You'll see all skills, all the nodes which has mana in it. So you'll come here. Oh, this reduces the mana cost. Come here. Oh, this is increasing mana cost. Increasing mana cost. This is volatile zombies, and that has mana cost. So that is also increasing. So I want to decrease mana cost, so I need to get this. So this search functionality is really good. You can search literally anything you want. You can also search in passive tree. So we need to make use. This search functionality is something I wish all ARPGs had it from the beginning. That is really nice. But apart from that, this skill specialization is one of the most important parts of this game, which I think is like, which defines this game. And I really like this. Like, one skill connects to the other skill, which connects to the other skill. You can do so many things. All you need to do is press one skill and it does everything. That's what I'm trying to do. So for example, this skill connects with this skill. This skill connects with this skill. So what I'm trying to do is put this on the ground and toggle this, so that this will toggle this skill This will again toggle the skill. So it's like everything is automated, sort of. All right. And it feels really nice when your build comes into place. It's really nice. Apart from that, you also get legendary armor, legendary amulets, legendary gear, which has which also completely alters the way your build plays, the way some of these skills work. So as you keep getting legendaries, you'll keep changing your builds and improving your builds. I do not have a single legendary. All of these are just rares with one exalted. So yeah, there is so much room for improvement that it's insane. And apart from that, we also have idols. Idols is like some passive um, stats which you which is just applied to you, right? Just increase crit chance, some resistances, for example, or some increase 7 health on kill, something like that. And we can unlock all of this. All of these that I have unlocked, most of these are through story. Some of these may be side quests, but there are a couple of side quests which I need to do. Once I do that, all of these idols are unlocked. So this idol management is also sort of like a mini game, which is also nice. This is really nice. So that's the character building, which is one of the best parts of this game. I really like this. And also, one of the most important things that I like in this game is the respecking thing. All I need to do is come here to this person.
Hello, traveler.
Say this, and then all I need to do is press this. Oh, this one I can't because I need to have minimum 20. So if I do this, respecting 1 point from this node costs 780 gold. It's just gold. The gold is an in-game currency. You can always farm it. So all you need to do is do that. It'll respec. It's very cheap. And you can respec multiple times without having any issues. This is the passive tree. The next is this one. This also you can respec very easily. I have respec so many times during this playthrough. If we just go through the previous words, we can see I have respec so many times. And as you level up, as your level increases, the minimum points that it allocates when you put a new skill in this slot also increases. So, and also as you are a higher level, this one, minimum specialized level is 7, which means whenever I despecialized and put a new skill, I already will get 7 points. I can immediately put 7 points in it. So I will get a head start. And as my level increases, this level increases. So for example, if I'm 100, it might go up till like 15 or 14. I'm not sure. But yeah, something like that. So it's really nice. And you will level this up so quickly. It's not even funny. I have respect most of these skill slots. Most of these. Maybe all of these. And still, I'm already level 16. Max level you can get is level 20. I'm already level 16. So it's very easy. And yeah, respecking is so easy. So there is no fear of respecking. Like for example, in Path of Exile, you need the Orb of Regrets to respec. But unfortunately, to farm Orb of Regrets, you need to be in like maps, sort of, right? Which is end game stuff. So early into the game, if you sort of like blunder yourself and want to respec, it's very difficult. You have to somehow make your build work and then go to maps, somehow farm a couple of orbs of regret for you to respec. If you had made a somewhat of a significant blunder, I'm not saying a huge blunder, like a moderate level blunder, you have to like start a new character in that game. It's very easy to brick your character in that game, but that's not the same for this game. It's a lot more user friendly, a lot more new player friendly. So you can respec multiple times and you can build your own characters. You're not forced to follow like a build guide, which I think is a really huge plus point of this game. And I really like that. A game which doesn't force you to follow a build guide, I think is nice. So yeah, while also maintaining a certain complexity in type of build you do. Like for example, the build I have done is quite complex with the way everything works together is actually quite complex. But still, everything is done by myself. And if you do it, you will have a completely different build, but still a viable build. You can make it work. And that's the fun part of this game. And most of the people who do their builds will have a different build. It's difficult for people to have the same set of build. They'll have at least a couple of skills here and there different, gear different, something which is different. So that's really nice. You can sort of feel like this is your build. Like you are the person who has done this build. So that's nice. Next, what else? Yes, crafting. One of the main important topics of this game, crafting. Crafting is one of the... So this crafting is a lot more simpler than PoE, but a lot more complicated than Diablo. As we can see, there are like 4 crafting parts. We will unlock these shards, crafting materials that we get as loot. So we constantly collect these. Come on. So yeah, we constantly collect these, and whenever we are trying to craft, if there is an empty slot, we can put that over there. I don't think I have any empty slots, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, here. So if there is an empty slot, we just click here, put any prefix, suffix, whatever it is there, whatever you want. We'll put that. Oh, first of all, any affix. Yeah, we'll put that. For example, cannot be applied. There are some things which cannot be applied. You can. There's a little bit of bug going on. Like I can't. Yeah, it just goes away for some reason if I'm outside that inventory. But that's just a bug. So yeah, that is something which we can do. Apart from that, there is a little bit more complexity. It's not just adding prefixes and just upgrading it. Like I can upgrade these, right? It's not just those. Apart from that, there's like a forging potential. Each of these items has this forging potential, and every single time we upgrade it or add a new prefix, this forging potential decreases. And if this decreases to 0, you can no longer craft anything on this item. This item is done. It's brick. That's it. There's nothing you can do. So we need to keep an eye on that. The legendary items has its own like legendary potential, which is a little bit different, but that's like the later game stuff, right? And apart from that, there are these things which you can get. There are these rare things, and there are these early games things which modifies the way you craft by a little bit. Some of these have a chance to like cost no forging potential. Like you have like 25% chance over here to cost no forging potential. So you can just put this and you can try to upgrade this and see if no forging potential is consumed. So some of your later items, rare items, late game items that you get, I think it is nice to use this to sort of make sure no forging potential is consumed. Then you can get like really high tiered stats on these items. You can get these to really high stats, and that's nice. And that is all it is there in terms of crafting. Even though that amount of things that we can explain is like less, you can do so many things in terms of upgrading these stuff that you can make it work. And also the user interface in this game is so nice. Like for example, this everything you can just see here, get thing, that's nice. Apart from this inventory, like look at this is so nice. I really like this. All of your main stats, how much it has, and if you hover over it, it tells you what it is. That is so nice. Like just these simple stuff makes the game so much better. Your resistances, there are 7 resistances. Don't get intimidated by this when you start, because avoid void. Don't care about void initially. None of the... yeah, do not care about void initially. Just care about these, maybe these elemental resistances a little bit. Like for example, these are my resistances now, and I have finished the game, right? And I have a very good character for finishing it. So even if your character is a little bit worse, it's fine. Which means you'll have a lot less resistances for a couple of these. It's fine. You can finish the game. That's what it means. And all of these, you can just hover over it and you'll get to know what this does. And every single stat, you have it over. So all you need to do is just check this out and you'll get to know. so easy. And even when you're like swapping items, if you swap an item and if you're not sure if your damage has increased or decreased, just hover over your skill, see what your damage is, swap an item, see what the damage is, you'll get to know if the damage has increased or decreased. It's that easy. And you can do that in any ARPG, in fact. It's just the same. So yeah, we can do that. The next quality of life thing which this game has is this, the game guide. You can literally get to know anything that you want. The best thing that I have used, for example, is stun. I was constantly getting stunned on this character. I was like, how shall I avoid this? I have no idea. But there were some stats which I saw on some items, stun avoidance, etc. And there was like endurance, and I thought endurance may be related to stun. That was wrong. So I came here, I typed stun, and I just clicked this. This gives you a detailed description of everything, like everything what the stun is. Like all you need to do is study this and you'll get to know. There is even the formula of how, like the stun chance formula. So basically you need to reduce the stun chance for yourself to reduce getting stunned. So all I had to do was look at this formula and then see that I have to either increase this value or decrease this value, right? Either I have to decrease this value or increase this value to decrease the stun chance. So which means I have to get max health or ward, or I need to get lots of stun avoidance. I need to get so much stun avoidance that I don't think this makes sense for me to get stun avoidance. So all I had to do was get max health, which is more survivability, which I like. Current ward, again more survivability, I like that. That is what I did. I got as much health as possible, as much ward as possible, so that I am not getting stunned. And that is so nice. Although that is current ward, it's not max ward, so it's the current ward, so it's a bit on lesser priority, but still it makes sense. Like if I have this much ward, I don't think I'm getting stunned. So yeah, so this game guide, make use of it. I think anyone can make use of this and like help build their own builds. This is so nice. I wish the other games had something like this. I really wish so. Like this is just awesome. And the next quality of life thing this game has is loot filters. I have no words to say how happy I am that this game has this sort of loot filter. I really wish PoE has this. The Path of Exile does not have an in-game loot filter. It has an external interface loot filter called Filter Blade, etc. I use Filter Blade, and it is so much not user-friendly. The Filter Blade, for example, it's really complicated in Filter Blade. Of course, I have like really complex, like complicated personal filters in Filter Blade, but I don't think it is new player friendly. It is not user friendly. And every single like new season, when I think of getting back to PoE, like Path of Exile, I think of doing a new build, because every single time I go back to Path of Exile, I want to create a new build. That's how I keep myself interested. But every single time I think of that, I'm like, oh, I need to create a new filter blade. And my excitement decreases by quite a bit. So I'm so happy this game has in-game loot filter that, and I can't appreciate how well this is done too. This is one of the most simple loot filters that you can have, while also making it as complicated as you want. All we need to do, initially there will be no rules. All we need to do is, for example, settings, manage loot filter, hit this. There'll be 0 rules initially. Come here. Do you want to show items or hide items? Usually, initially, it'll be like hide items. Put hide. Imagine I'm playing a rogue. Add a condition. I want to hide all from Primalist, Mage, Sentinel. Since I'm playing a rogue, I don't want any druid items. I don't want any mage items. I don't want any warrior items. I don't want any necromancer items. That is acolyte, right? I don't want any of these items. I want just rogue items. So just hide all of these. That's it. That's the condition. Add. And that's it. This is the rule. You will never see this. For example, I have this rule here already, but that is this is for my current build, right? I have suppressed all items apart from the acolyte, like every single one. Yeah, I have suppressed. And then I have suppressed all normal magic items, all white, like gray items, all blue items are useless for. So I have suppressed those. Yeah, I have suppressed specific item types. Like for example, apart from wands in one-handed, I don't care about any others. So I have suppressed everything. And then I am level like 56 now. I was constantly saying level 23, level 5 items. I don't want to see those. So I have hit all less than 45. I'll keep changing this as I move forward. But yeah, then what happens is because I'm suppressing all less than 45, idols don't have levels. So all of these get suppressed. So I'm putting show all idols. I want to see all idols. I don't want idols to be suppressed. Similarly, I'm saying show all unique, set, and exalted items, even though they are low level. Even though they are like different primalist or rogue, I want to see those so that I can have a stash of them if I want to start a new character. I already have those uniques in my stash that I can use. So for that reason, I'm saying show all of them. I don't want those to be suppressed. So it's so nice to see this sort of loot filter, and you can have a lot more complicated things over here in terms of like affixes. Late game, when you are trying to farm a specific item, you can say recolor this bright red, okay, for items with affixes with crit chance. There are bows with crit chance, primalist, rogue, rogue idols. Imagine I'm playing rogue. I go here, increase crit chance with flurry. Okay, that's one thing, I guess. So yeah, you can get that. That specific affix. Now, what if with at least one of these affixes? Yes, that. And then there is like advanced stuff that you can do. Oh my god, like there is so much stuff you can do. So these are like complicated stuff, which is also something which you can do. I don't think I have done too much in these at all. Also, I'm surprised to see that like there's only one crit in rogue. Really? Class specific, offensive, defensive. Okay. Crit. Oh, so these are class specific. Increase crit chance with flurry again. Crit chance and bow attack speed. Yeah. Anyway, so this is so nice. Like you can make it as complicated as you want or as simple as you want. Either is fine. And this loot filter is one of the best things this game has added, and I really like it. I don't think any other game has it. Any other ARPG has this sort of thing, and I really like it. So yeah, so nice. What else does this game do better? Yes, stash space. You can have unlimited stash tabs. Technically, I don't know. It might have a limit of 200 or something, but who goes till like 200 stash tabs? Maybe some people, but yeah, like so there are two levels. You have these top levels. You can have unlimited of these for free. So I'll delete now. For example, here I have made this as warlock. I can make another one for rogue, another one for something else, and that. But every single tab below that you can buy with in-game currency called gold. This gold is something you just get playing the game. There is no other way to get this. We can keep buying it, and I think every single tab increases the cost by 1000, which is fine. I already have gotten 3, and I'm only using 2 of those effectively, right? One is for uniques, the other is for idols. This is just some stuff, and I'll keep adding stuff, and I can have as many as I want. This is so nice. Like, I don't have to worry about stash space, anything. I can have as many characters as I want. I can have as many items as I want in those stash tabs. So that's awesome. This is so nice. You can also like customize these. So that's awesome. I really like it. Um, what else? Yeah, graphically, this game is very nice. Graphically, visually pleasing. It plays well, feels well. Everything is good. The skills feel nice, although it can feel a little bit floaty at times. Even your character walking can feel a little bit floaty. Sometimes you feel like you are getting stuck, or sometimes non-responsive. It might sometimes be also on the server side, so we can't complain too much. That happens to every single live service game, right? um, but yeah, but apart from that, sometimes yeah, the spells do feel a little bit floaty. There is no like impact that you feel as when you play in, for example, Diablo, or you actually feel the impact of certain skills. Like for example, if you're playing like Rogue in Diablo 4 and you are using the some of the penetrating shot, for example, that's a skill, right? When you hit that, you actually feel the impact of it. It actually pierces through all enemies, and it like if you have one of the um, modifiers which like splits arrows to the side, you actually feel the impact of it hitting. This game doesn't have that sort of impact with certain skills. Like for example, this skill, I just do this and there is like a fire orb surrounding enemies, and there's no like impact with that. There is an impact with this skill, for example. When I place this and the spirits fly out of it and hits the enemy, then there's a solid audio, and you feel as if you're hitting enemies, right? But there are some skills like this which do not have. There is impact with this, like when you summon the golem and it just jumps on the enemy, then it feels really impactful. But yeah, that's it. Right. This, for example, that was impactful. Yeah, this when it hits enemies, that is actually impactful. But there are certain skills which doesn't feel that impactful. That's always there. So yeah, apart from that, I think this is like a really solid game, really solid ARPG. There's a little bit lack of end game content in terms of there is a lot of repetition that is to be done. Similar type of repetition. That's what makes it a little bit boring. You keep playing the monoliths, you keep trying to get into higher eco and stuff. Of course, there's a bit of dungeons, arena, etc., which I don't think I played. But yeah, like over here, this is this one. Like this is no, not that. Oh yeah, this is arena. So this, like there is arena and there are dungeons here and there. I don't think there's an easy way of finding yeah, there's a dungeon over here, things like that. So there is a lot of endgame content, but at the same time it might feel a little bit uh, like repetitive. The reason being that in order to farm your gear, you're actually going through monoliths than any other form of endgame content. It's only monoliths. So when you're doing the only monoliths to get your required gear and stuff, it is a little bit repetitive. But apart from that, yeah, this game is a solid like 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. Yeah, it's a solid 9 out of 10, I think. Although rating it is, I don't think it's right. I don't think rating any game like that is good, because it's all my perspective, right? It's my opinion of it. So yeah, with that, at the end of the day, it's like a really solid game. Awesome story, awesome character development, awesome quality of life stuff, and yeah, I really enjoyed playing this game. I'll be playing this game quite a bit. I'll be playing multiple characters, etc. I'll be playing it offline. Tomorrow I think I'll start with a new game on stream. I'm not sure with what. Maybe I'll go back to some of the old games, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, with that, I'll be ending my playthrough of Last Epoch. This might be the last like story campaign videos from Last Epoch. I might make some build video of a late game build once I complete it, but that might be it. But yeah, with that, I'll be ending my stream. Thank you everyone. See you guys.